Hey folks, here, welcome back to another Pokemon Master video, and again, Sygna Grimsley, coming tonight on the split banner with Sygna, which again, these are both really good units. It's still 1% for the new unit, though, however, so personally not a fan of the banner, but for those who do wish to summon on the banner, let's go over, like me, which by the way, I will be streaming summons as soon as it drops, right? But yeah, let's go over some sync grid builds for Sharpedo here, right? So Sharpedo's grid is like, I don't think it's amazing as a grid. Like, the thing with like Sharpedo is like Sharpedo at its base is already such an amazing unit. It really doesn't need the grid to do much, and the grid just really shoves that in your face a bit, right? Because at 1 out of 5, you basically got like everything you need. Like at 1 out of 5, you got the MG, the move gauge refresh on liquidation, move gauge refresh on waterfall if you want to do that. And then you got X attack MP refresh. That's basically all you need. Get speedy entry too. That's nice as well, right? And then at 3 out of 5, you do get some really interesting, nice stuff. But, overall, not like the biggest deal in the world. But, yeah, anyways, let's go through this one by one. So for 1 out of 5 Sharpedo, it's pretty straightforward. You get, like, again, like I mentioned before, like, you got most of the stuff in here. Liquidation stuff. Probably want to pick up speedy entry as well. Depending on what you want to do. Like, if you want to do Battle with Sharpedo, which I personally don't really recommend. Like, Sharpedo is a phenomenal unit, but I don't think it's like that great of a Battle unit. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but I don't think it's anything crazy either, right? So, again, you can pick that up if you want. Sink or Swim Slippery 1, that's just +1 for evasiveness. You want to pick that up, you could pick that up, but, like, again, 1 out of 5 don't got much to go off of, right? Pick up the speed if you want, all these stat nodes. So basically pick up like everything except for the waterfall stuff and the aqua jet stuff, and then you got your all your energy used up. Obviously, if you don't want to go for everything, just want a really economic grid, right? You could just go ahead, pick up liquidation, MGR, one liquidation power up, and then speedy entry. And depending on what you want to do, again, you could also pick up X attack MP refresh as well. So 1 out of 5, Sygna Grimsley, you got your main stuff here, which is just liquidation, move gauge refresh, honestly, and then there you go. So, anyways, moving on to let's talk about 3 out of 5 first. 2 out of 5 isn't. You know what? We could talk about 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 is really interesting. It's just that you pick up some more liquidation nodes, which again are nice, right? And you pick up speedy entry over here. Depending on what you want to do, if you want stamina reserve, you go for that. I personally don't really care for stamina reserve just because Sharpedo is so fast anyways, and you do have passive that does boost your speed with fast track, right? I don't think it's that big of a deal to stamina reserve. So that's probably what I do for a 2 out of 5 Sharpedo. If you want the aqua jet power up, sure, I guess. I mean, it is a decent power up, honestly. Like, it's extra 24 damage on something that does what? I think 70 something, right? 75? Yeah, 75. So it brings it up to about a regular liquidation damage, a bit more than that, right? But obviously you could pick up power nodes for liquidation, but yeah, just the bare minimum, just pick up something like this. With 2 out of 5, however, you also do have the option to make like a fun, I wouldn't say fun, crafty little waterfall build, right? It will, Sharpedo will be the best waterfall, user in the game, because you get both Shifty Striker out of that. You get, you got aggravation, which is pretty standard for, stuff like Crash Wake, Floatzel, all that stuff. But most importantly, for a waterfall user, you're the only one in the game that has move gauge refresh on waterfall, and again, super fast, hits decently hard. If you want these power ups, you can pick these up as well. But if you're running a waterfall grid, it's mostly you're just going to be a tech unit. You're not going to do much damage, hopefully. So, anyways, that's basically what you got for 2 out of 5. So, checking out 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, you got some really good options here. For one, you could do like a pretty neat sync nuke sort of build, kinda, right? Because you do have like 4 sync nodes, and then you also have inertia as well, right? And then again with fast track, you should be able to get max speed relatively easily, and then you also have speedy entry 2 as well if you want that, just to be a bit more safe there, right? You also could do a full just liquidation build, which, and this liquidation build could have some like different paths you want to go, right? And then you could also do a really good like tech supportish waterfall build as well. So let's go into the liquidation build, right? This is personally my favorite. All the liquidation nodes, liquidation on a roll, raise chance of lowering your opponent's defenses when you use liquidation. Then you go down here. I think it's taking that, and then take pressure cooker 4, and then take power reserve 2. Right, this is probably my personal favorite. Very risky, very attuned to Grimsley's nature, right? Super risky build. Although depending on what you want to do, you maybe won't pick up pressure cooker, right? Again, pressure cooker's not like the big deal here, right, for the most part. But you could obviously pick that up. Let me see. Wait, how much do we have over here? I would say only 8 over here then. Yeah, but something like that, right? So when you use Sink or Swim, you knock yourself down to only 10% HP left. You get an extra 20% power up with Power Reserve, and you also get a -1 countdown on your Sink move as well, right? So this should be a very fun build, right? And it's the highest damage build as well, right? For Sharpedo. As for another more safe build, I guess, you could pick up Head Start over here and then go down and pick up First Aid if you're afraid of Sharpedo dying, which I'm personally not really, but that's just me. But if you want to go for this route as well, that's fine, right? First Aid and then Head Start, then you get the Sync move countdown at the beginning of the battle, which is much better than, in my opinion, than Pressure Cooker, right? Because you probably want to use Sink or Swim after you Mega anyways. But also in this route, you also get an extra plus evasiveness on that. So this should be a really nice one as well. As for the last 5, energy, you could do whatever you want with it. Pick up like attack nodes if you want, speed nodes, stat nodes, or if you want to pick up one of these, one Sync move power up, you go for that as well. Personally, I just pick up stats, but again, if you want to go for that, that's fine as well. And yeah, moving on to some other builds, right? You got a really powerful Sync nuke build, right? You pick up all these Sync nodes as much as possible, and then let's see, you probably want to go down here, and then you have enough for speedy entry. If you want to play it safe, if you have like something else to support your speed or whatever, then obviously you don't need to pick that up. And then you could just go for like power ups or whatever, right? Probably waterfall, move gauge refresh, right? To keep that going. Just because you need to spam, right? For the most part, Aquajet will help. Aquajet definitely will help as well there. Do you have enough? Well, yeah, you do have enough for First Aid, I guess. Yeah, go for First Aid instead of that extra waterfall thing, right? Or actually, you know what? Instead of that, is it possible? Yeah, we don't need to pick that up. We don't need to pick that up. We could pick up Waterfall Aggravation as well. So, like, not only are you doing Sync Nuke damage, you're also trying to flinch your opponent with Waterfall here as well, right? So it's like they're in the way anyways. So I think this would be a nice setup that you could go for. I don't think you could go pick up Head Start. That's like a bit too much, and there really isn't anything you could like really drop off, like unless say like you're fine with like not picking up like this last high stakes liquidation, and then like you drop that, then sure you could go for Head Start, which again is -1 to your Sync move countdown, which running a Sync nuke build it would be nice to have, but then you are again losing out on 25 power. But it give or take, it depends on what you want to do. Maybe Head Start would probably be better. It depends on the battle you're fighting, how long it's gonna last, all that stuff, right? So you could do that. Anyways, moving on to the last build, which could be a really fun slash more high tech build with a as a tech aggravation waterfall unit, and again, like I mentioned before, it's probably going to be the best in the game for that, right? You could pick up go here, pick up Waterfall Aggravation, pick up CD Entry, Head Start, come down, pick up a Waterfall, Move Gauge Refresh, and then Shifty Striker on Waterfall, and then you got this build over here again. All energy used, Head Start, Speedy Entry, Waterfall Aggravation, Move Gauge Refresh on Waterfall, and Shifty Striker 2 on Waterfall as well. So you could make it like a tech unit to get flinches while also getting the Head Start bonus there, getting a lot of speed for your whole team as well. Well, it's just for the unit, but you know, it translates to your whole team unless you're playing co-op, which I'm not sure if you want to do that in co-op. But co-op still is DPS meta, right? Waterfall, Move Gauge Refresh, all that stuff. So, and also evasiveness if you need that. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but hey, like you could pick it up. It's 7 energy. Like where else would you use this 7 energy, right? You can't pick up first aid or whatever. Not that it's gonna be that useful, honestly. So pick that up, why not? So, anyways, that's been for this one. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel for some more Pokemon Masters content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.